Finally,
I have eyes.
somebody is going to step on forward. He stands up. Well, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. It's so good to see this many faces, familiar and otherwise. As you know, I've taken the liberty of helping to host this meeting. This council, some would call it. I, however, think it's more of a showcase. We are joined and sponsored with Night's Market by Mechanodyne and Green Body Ascension Company. I could not think of better people to help us bring what we want to our very own hands. That being said, I think I should turn this over to our Mechanodyne representative. What do you think? Oh, yes, of course. I think that I will be taking over for now. Thank you, Gary. It's been so good to meet you in person at last. Now, everyone else, why don't we take a moment to remember why we are here? Because we are enthusiasts. We believe in our companies, and we know that there's more that we could all be doing. Isn't that right? She's going to go on with her little speech. See, a lot of us here at Mechanodyne have been wondering, are we as efficient as we could be? I don't think the answer is a yes. Do you? She looks around, and I don't think anyone's going to be nodding. Are you nodding? Any of you nodding?
I'm just staring.
She's not very good at it, but Madeline would like to make a human perception check if possible, and the person next to her to read the room, so to say, of her specific cohort.
Absolutely, do it. DB 50.
No worries, I've only got 1 empathy left.
Amazing.
That's an 11 after modifier.
Okay. Yeah, no, she seems to be nodding. You know that. You can see that.
Yeah, Mad Dog will nod too. Sure.
All right. All right.
I said stiff as a board.
Stiff as a board. Well,
Hellbent crosses his arms and leans back in his chair a little. Not enough to be noticed per se, but if he is noticed, it's clear that he's being critical of what's about to be presented.
Well, I would like you to see something new. New in the sense of being brought back around. It hasn't really been on our minds as much lately, but I think it's about time that we do this. Take a look at this implant. And she gestures for the lab guy to come forwards, and he presents this tiny little chip. Harmless. Take a look at it. Really, really look at it. So small, almost undetectable. Why? Why is this here? Well, it's a fun gadget, this one. It can be implanted in a different spot within any piece of cyberware, which, as you know, is our business at Mechanodyne, and causes absolutely no limits to functionality. And it's quite simple in its function. Subtle tracking. A beacon, if you will. Cyberware can be located anywhere, anytime. But there's more. I couldn't stop here, could I? Because that's nothing new. No. Repossession is something we should talk about. It's always been a dangerous, bloody process, limiting who we are willing to loan to. But with this beacon linked, any of the new Mechanodyne Sentry, Seeker, or Reaper drones can handle business for you. Hearing Sentry, Seeker, and Reaper drones, they start to march out and display themselves prominently. Dog-shaped drones, hovering drones, orbs, so many floating orbs, and of course, a humanoid sentry with a sniper rifle.
I'm counting exits again. And limbs.
Sentry, Seeker, or Reaper drones can handle business for you. Constant advancement. towards your target numbers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The upfront cost is minimal compared to your long-term savings. And look, I understand if you're not convinced, but to prove our faith in this product, we've begun a new program within Mechanodyne itself to start implementing all of these products and features. Are any of them truly revolutionary? Well, maybe not. But by taking part in it ourselves, we hope to give you permission to do the same. For too long, people have insisted that when it comes to such delicate matters as repossession, it must be a human touch. That doesn't make any sense. We're picking up metal. No. The public will adjust just as we do, so we should lead the way. And as a show of how confident we are in this product, we've even felt the risks were low enough to include a new financing option for Mechanodyne cyberware when people buy direct from a Mechanodyne licensed shop, stocking our freshly modified products. 0 upfront cost, that's no money down and 0 payments until your next month. Additionally, Mechanodyne is offering a new reclamation offer that I think you're all going to be interested in. Yes, we hope that any long-time Mechanodyne vendors will be willing to participate in it by informing their customers of this new repayment option. Rather than returning your Chrome, treat yourself to an all-expenses-paid stay at a Mechanodyne research facility. You can tell them that room and board are covered, while we allow our dedicated Mechanodyne customers to help advance the field using real-world data from them to fine-tune future products and identify issues with our current models. Once sufficient research has been completed, the customer may return home with a 6-month pause on payments with no risk of repossession on their Mechanodyne cyberware until that time is up. There's never been a safer option for our higher financing risk brackets, and truly we would offer this for any Mechanodyne that has been chipped. Doesn't that sound exciting? We will be able to save on our workforce, offer more variety than ever before, and to more people than ever before. Truly, I think that this is the future of Mechanodyne. A lot of people have been putting out thoughts that maybe a buyout was in the work, but the truth is we've just been thinking about our future, what we can do differently to prove that longevity is an option here for a company that is willing to do whatever it takes to stay relevant. So what do you think? Is this as thrilling of an option as it is to me?
I just looked at Hellbent. I just mouthed, I think they're trying to downsize you. I'm sorry, bud.
Hellbent is very quiet.
I give my
Mainly
pat.
because most of his cyberware is currently turned off.
Oh, that's not good.
He for a moment, one of what his arms just kind of turn on, and he gives you a quick thumbs up. He's clearly doing this on his own accord. However, he's going to do it, and he's clearly thinking this is a good idea. Maybe you should follow suit.
Oh, but I need.
Hellbent returns to his position and paralyzes himself again.
Madeline will shoulder over the person that she's sitting aside and just whisper something along the like, "Is this the part where we start hooing and clapping, or is we still listening to this winded speech?"
The woman there seems unsure if they should clap or not yet. She just goes, give it a moment. Sometimes they're building to something, other times they're waiting to see what we'll do. I usually just stay still until someone else breaks the silence.
You looking for an excuse?
I mean, I wouldn't say no to one. Why? Do you think they're going to do something special? Maybe there's one final piece of the showcase? I feel like that's all there is to it, though. I mean, what else could they be doing?
Let's make a statement then. Mad Dog would like to stand up and start clapping.
Mad Dog begins to clap, and then everyone else starts to follow suit. They all stand up, they rise, they bring their hands together, palm on palm. It fills the room. There is a roar. All of this for just a few little drones, and the news that soon Hellbent will have to find other employment or prove his relevance.
Can I kind of lean over to Hellbent again? I bet you and I could destroy those things in a matter of fucking seconds.
Hellbent just... Oh my god, that's not actually the worst idea. Fuck, this could get me fired.
An interesting thing occurs when you say that. Number one, you're nowhere near Hellbent. You're on the other side.
Oh, I forgot.
Number two.
I thought I had sat next to him. That was my bad.
Oh no, you said that you wanted to go all the way to the other end, and Hellbent wanted to be on that end. You wanted closer to the door. Hellbent wanted as far away from it as
That's
possible.
fair.
But a drone begins to flash its lights. It had been in a bit more stealthy of a mode, and it reveals itself right next to you. And then you see that there's one making itself known behind every chair. They were cloaked, and now they're not.
Can I grab it? Just immediately snatch that thing.
Yeah, snatch it. What are you gonna do with it?
If they're watching this, I'm kind of proving that these things kind of suck against someone who knows what they're doing. Could I, I'm not gonna crunch it. I'm
the
trying
moment
to make
you
a
grab
statement.
it, every one of the drones out on the field turns to you. Ah! It seems we have a volunteer. You know, I received some complaints earlier from Gary Holder about security. Something about the measures not being sufficient. So hopefully, Gary, we can help you feel more at ease with a little demonstration tonight.
Oh, they're thinking of trying to fuck with me.
Hellbent at this turns his cyberware on, and he stands up from his chair.
You get one message from Hobbs. Don't do it.
I'm trying to think if I say
Hellbent
anything.
sits back down, and he stares at Sparks.
The
And
person
you-
sitting closest to you and in the path to Sparks is actually Raj, just barely hired as a company driver, and you can see that he is tapping his hand real quickly on his leg. And looking more closely, his leg has a slight indent on it. It's gun-shaped, just very slight. You couldn't see it when he was standing, but now that he's sitting down, he looks at you, and then looks back to the front.
Hellbent is staring at Raj and then looks over, and you can see him, Sparks. This is not a fight he wants to pick. If you take this, he's going in, but this is not it. He would be against this heavily.
Please come to the front. We would love to see your face. If I'm not mistaken, you're one who hasn't attended our conferences before, isn't that right?
What? I remember. I thought that I was the one who looked like they belonged, but fair enough.
You are
I think
holding
of
a
this-
drone. You are holding an observation drone.
Yeah,
It's
I'm just
right
looking
there
at
in
it for a
front of
moment.
you.
It's like, I'm looking. That's just say it's like I'm looking, but not allowed. Or
Are you gonna come up or you stay seated?
just don't get it. I'll go. I'll do it. I see a chance to do something fucking crazy.
All right, you walk up to the front. And do you approach the
still
table,
holding-
approach the scientist, or approach the drones?
I lean against not a little bit back, like I'm still in sight. I guess. I don't know. I'll probably get near the table and just kind of lean against it. Just like, so what are we talking about here? I'm acting like I belong here.
When you do that, she starts to purse her lips and actually squints at you. You get a feeling she might be having second thoughts. Hold on.
I'm still holding the drone, right?
Oh yeah, sure. Why not?
I place it in front of her, just like, I think you lost us.
No, we didn't lose though. I'm sorry. Who are you again?
As this is going on, Hellbent just quickly turns to Raj and asks him exactly one question, a very important question, and a question that may very well dictate how he responds. Do you have a subscription to Elflines Online?
He. You want to roll a human perception check for me on Raj?
Oh, fuck's sake.
Or do you want me to roll it? I can roll it right now.
Never mind, that exploded. That's a 17.
Woo!
Look, all I can say is, I feel like we wandered into a dungeon.
Hellbent sits back in his chair. You can see him quietly putting his hand on his hip and watching. And you can hear him humming something, a single old tune, very low, very quiet.
I think at this point, after being asked who I am, I lean in and just say, who do you need me to be right now? Am I an example?
Persuasion check? Or is this acting?
I'm trying.
What are you going for?
Yes or no?
I'm intrigued.
I'm going to unnerve. I'm trying to unnerve these people to make them realize they fucked up.
Acting, fucking persuasion. You know what? You know what? Face down. Fuck it. This is a face down. This
Face
feels
down?
like a face down.
Does my reputation come into this?
Yes. Actually, no, she doesn't know who you are in this case. No reputation can factor in.
I give
Okay,
the idea
Unless you
something
decide
to
to
show
tell her
thing
who
then.
you are, but that's your
Yeah.
call.
I think Cecile's trying to go off of I'm a face in a crowd and you don't control me.
All right,
I'm gonna roll physical dice here.
do it. Do it.
not fuck
Oh,
me.
explosion. Number to
Woo!
beat, 21.
Hey, so I think I can't beat that. That's an explosion. I have a plus 10. Anything I roll right now. Oh. So 28. How badly is this woman regretting her action?
You rolled a 28?
No way!
What the fuck? So you walk right up there. This is a woman who has been an executive for a long time. She is not familiar with what it's like to be on the streets. She hasn't seen it for so many years. And then here you are, what she thought was one face in the crowd who wasn't supposed to be there, marching right up, and suddenly she's face to face with what Night City has to offer when you're not up in its towers.
So, I repeat myself. I think you lost this.
You... Tell me who you are first. Just a name. You can see that your former patron, Gary Holder, is not stepping in to give an answer yet. He looks to her,
Name.
then to you, and he waits to see where this will go.
Names
Perhaps
are
payback
expensive.
for earlier.
I just say, I'm so expensive.
Wait, what'd you say?
Names are expensive.
Yes, I suppose they are. But she doesn't back down. She will take the -2 on all interactions from this face down. She's taking it. She's not backing down. Come on. You think she's gonna back down? No way. She's an executive in
She's
the
gonna
seat of her
say
power.
more words.
She's gonna say even more fucking words. She's gonna use her cool stat or something.
I lost track of this whole display. I don't understand this whole meeting thing. This is good enough, and
Hellbent is going to get up quite quickly, and as he's making his way up, he's going to circle around and take a similar position. Not necessarily right behind Sparks, but nearby.
So like over here?
Yeah,
You're
he's
coming
making
into the
his way
middle.
up. And
Rod
as
is
he's
gonna
making his
follow.
way around, he taps Grande on the shoulder. Not necessarily a get ready, but get ready, if you get what I mean.
Grande, are you gonna walk up with them?
All right, yeah. I'll keep my hands ready, twitchy, nervous. Got a lot of water in me, hydrated.
Oh yeah, you've had
He's
that
well-
good water.
oh,
Take a
he's
+1.
well-hydrated.
You've been hydrated. Take a +1. Fuck it.
Oh yeah.
It's sinking in now. It's sinking
We're
in now.
gonna win.
Seeing everyone start walking up there, Hobbs realizes there's no way she's getting out of this thing without being connected to whatever you do next. So she walks up and kind of posts up a little bit farther away. She's, look, I don't know what you're thinking of doing here, but I feel like we should have just left. But oh, whatever. And then the one face that actually seems like it still belongs somehow. You're on your last lotus petal. You gonna finish that thing off, or?
yeah, she'll swallow the last one and she'll turn over, and I presume Madeline knows her crew enough to know when they're about to start something.
Yeah.
She'll turn over and to this person to say something like, this ain't looking too spotty, huh? You sure you want to be in this room in case these psychos go to bring something down?
This was supposed to be a closed meeting. Oh gosh. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Security let some of these weirdos in. I would have known. If I were them, I would have known who I'm looking at. I would have been able to stop them from coming through. We could have had this meeting in peace. I was getting excited. But no, security can't do its job. Can't even recognize a creep in the crowd. I'd do so much better if I were them.
Yeah, whole heart on that. So what you thinking now then? Sit around, watch the fireworks, or make a quick exit?
I'll only leave if they tell me to leave. Those suits might be insulted otherwise.
Right then, you keep my seat warm. I think I'm gonna continue making a statement.
God damn.
And she's gonna go over and vault over this little shoulder thing and just stride up on behind them.
All right.
Ah, this feels cool.
So the lot of you completely ignore the drones to your right and address directly all these folks who have decided to have their closed door meeting and make it your problem that you walked into it. And right at the front of it, there she is, Cecile.
So, from what I'm getting here, these are going to replace Hellbent's job
Yes.
if he doesn't do something.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, I'm going to lean. It's like, so you said you wanted to replace the human element with a couple of cans, right?
Humans are already replacing themselves with a couple of cans. Pun intended.
I've got a question, ma'am.
And what's that?
I don't think that they're going to be any good at what you say they will.
I don't think that this is the
I'm
place to bring something like that up. All the others seem very thrilled at the prospect of these savings.
Savings, sure, in the short term. You ever seen a long-term investment, sweetheart?
As a matter of fact, yes,
I'm
myself.
smart. You should know better. I'm just trying to call her bluff.
All right, where are you going with this is the bigger question.
I'm
'Cause
trying.
I felt like you were onto
I'm-
something there for a second, and I was
I'm dumb. Like this is B. This is B being dumb.
no,
Cecile
no,
has
but like
something here. I'm dumb.
the mood you're setting is immaculate. Is what I have to say.
I love this. I love a sweetheart. I love it.
Are we looking to escalate the situation? Or are we looking to back out of it? I might
That's-
have an idea for
I feel
trying to
like
get
you are-
out of this.
You are munching on food over there. Good. Okay.
All right.
Well,
I suppose that's a question for the lot of you. Cecile is up there doing her talking. Give me a persuasion check, by the way, Cecile.
oh,
I'm
you
going
got it.
to, I'm going to
I'm using
18.
slightly reach towards my gun.
All right,
Jesus.
reaching towards your
Right.
gun. You can see
I'm
Raj
just-
is slowly putting his hand down. Apparently, he doesn't have anything called company loyalty these days.
I'm just kind of pretending I'm rubbing my belly as I move my hand ever so closer. Kind of give Hellbent a little bit of a little elbow, like casual.
Did the 18 take into account the -2 that she has? to
Ooh, it
interact
did
with
not.
me?
It's a 16.
Wonderful. So I'm doing a persuasion.
Yes.
That is an 8 on the die plus 11. 19.
19. Well, it feels like between the two of you, when you're talking about all these long-term investments and poking fun at these drones, the suits are beginning to listen to what you're saying. These would-be investors, perhaps even clients, some of them, might not be so convinced. The fact that you and a bunch of randos have marched in here and completely ignored them to address the folks who are presenting all this, well, that speaks volumes.
I'm just kind of like leaning in as if I'm trying to do like a buddy thing. Just like, so what are you planning with these demonstration wise? You wanted someone to come up in the audience, get a test on one of these things? Just
Well,
run me through your thought process.
they were supposed to make a point about how they can be better security than, and she points to the human guards at the door, than them.
And
Thing is-
yet,
I just should have helped. Like, thing is, you have these drones ready. Wouldn't they have picked up something?
They did after you grabbed one, but until
Yeah,
then-
after I grabbed one. After I put my hands onto a machine that can't think.
One of the executives gets up and starts to walk out, shaking his head.
Hellbent steps forward to pile on while his boss is on the floor with
My
her
man!
neck in a bear trap. I must admit, I expected better from someone of your position. This is weak of you. So clear, so simple. A child's gambit to hide your own crippling weakness. You are failing miserably.
Her brow knits when you say that she's failing. Perhaps there's something more to that. I don't think that I would say we're failing. The research and development department has been doing
Research and
Fantastic.
development doesn't mean shit if I can walk up in front of you with your research and development right there.
I wouldn't want to
Just
risk everyone
into
else in the
chat.
room amidst all these guns that they have. These drones can be very, very serious danger when they start shooting.
Hellbent pulls out his own piece. And yet they could not detect live ammunition on multiple persons with extreme chrome. You are playing at a game that you have already lost. This will not hide you from the inevitable buyout that we both know is already here. For your desperation to be so deep and so reckless, that only means that Mechanodyne is so very close to being no more.
When you say buyout, there's murmurs all throughout the crowd.
Mad Dog would like to attempt to assist Mr. Chrome Dome over here in his unveiling of the weapon by popping open her jacket, revealing the 2 rockets that she's still carrying.
Oh my god, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I need to get something.
I think
Feel free to chat amongst yourselves.
I think this is the most corporate thing I've ever seen. Oh my god. Cool. Thank you for running with me on that.
You're good. You're good. You started this. We're finishing it.
I swear, if you guys ruin my alter ego.
We're all gonna die, aren't we?
No, we're fine.
Hey, let me let you in on something. If all hell breaks loose, just don't get hit.
Just don't get hit. What?
That's good advice and all, but unless you all have a bump on you, I can't dodge bullets anymore.
That's fair. I'll dodge bullets for you, buddy.
Okay, theoretically.
I'll put a mark of death on myself.
Might have to take a quick run to the corporate bathroom.
Theoretically, if Hellbent had a hit and he gave it to you, Mad Dog would not come back to him for another hit. Correct?
I think that depends on if you want to open the gates to her addiction again.
I don't want to.
It keeps you alive. It may be better. Nonetheless,
are we just talking about short-term and long-term investments?
Oh my god.
We are. But Hellbent gestures to these things, these drones, and he takes his own jacket off and his shirt beneath it. They could not detect me. If they could not detect me, they will not detect any average cyber-psychotic individual.
They're not meant to do that. They're just meant to track down pieces that have already been chipped for maximum efficiency. No getting lost.
I am well aware. Silence. I did not say you could speak. Sit down.
Persuasion check.
Can I assist?
Yeah, you get a +1 already. You've been doing great.
Yeah. Would that include the -2 for her?
-2 is when she rolls something.
Okay.
The face down is on behalf of the whole group.
Hell
right.
yeah!
What's the DV?
9.
Oh, well, okay. I got a 16. With the added +1, that would be a 17.
Her lips shut, and you can see just the hint of a smile on your political benefactor. Interesting.
I am chipped with Mechanodyne cyberware. Scan me.
What do you mean? One of the drones approaches to scan you. It comes back, turning up a green light. This one is chipped. And then it turns up an orange light. This one is an employee of Mechanodyne.
I know your tricks. I am one of your hunters. 326 confirmed reacquisitions, all successful. 205 kills of cyberpsychotic suspected corrupted individuals before MaxTac was deployed. Do not talk to me about my trade, my stock, my life, as though it is something to be replaced and bought out and saved on. You know nothing. You have sat here in the clouds for too long. One cyber-psychotic individual is not stupid. They are not animals. They are people scheming and plotting. And they know very well that anything they chip can easily be shut down as long as it does not affect their vitals. And shut something down is to avoid scanners. Do not talk to me like these things that you say are the next step, or really anything but something to distract your investors from Biotechnica's buyout.
More murmurs when you mention Biotechnica. You can see someone taking out their agent, actually turning it on, and frantically flipping through it, probably trying to sell something. Other people's eyes light up. No doubt they're doing the same. Stock is being traded.
For you, your time is growing closer to end. But for people like us, people like my employees, their time will never fail. Not like yours. You have grown weak and fat and foolish in your lofty position. Now it's coming all down around your ears, and you're not ready. But it is coming. That fire from the sky. Not Arasaka, not Militech. The one that no one can pierce. The great dragon on the hill has awoken, and its eyes are on you, and now you have nothing. No spears, no axes, no corporate spies, no stocks, nothing to trade, nothing to beg for your life with. But we all know what happens to the lesser employees when a buyout occurs. They survive. You will not.
She jumps straight over the table and marches up to you. The woman towers over you and she tries to bring a hand down to slap you in the face.
He blocks that.
Ah, roll your thing. Evasion.
Oh, evasion. Okay. That's good. I exploded down on my brawling check.
What'd you get?
18.
Hate to say it, not enough.
I have 1 luck point left.
You son of a bitch. All right.
Yeah.
God damn. She goes to smack you down. When you block it, the force of her hand is enough that you can't simply stand firm, but you do stay standing.
Do you think I don't know? Fellow Borg, by the sight of them, you impotent fool. You have played every hand in your pocket, and yet you have nothing left. Nothing left but petty aggression. You are a stain upon this company, and a stain upon executives.
Cease speaking of Biotechnica, of buyouts, of any of this immediately. You are hereby fired. Get out, get out, get out!
I am fired by you. I did not say I was still working for you. I work for the people. Haven't you wondered who we are yet? And Hellbent just pushes her hand back and just pushes her back as well. We are union men.
Raj stands firm beside you, and seeing no other choice, Hobbs is gonna do the same.
This is no longer your company. Your demands are no longer relevant.
Well, we'll see about
You
that.
have been superseded.
She tries to push past you and walk out. Does anyone stop her?
Can I put a hand on her shoulder?
Yeah, sure. Are you trying to stop her?
I'm I kind of pull and it's like, sweetheart, way I see it, you got a one-way street. You gonna turn around? You gonna keep walking?
Oh, God. How do you say such cool stuff without knowing where you're going with it?
Charisma, baby!
God damn! He goes,
Charisma pump stat, intelligence dump stat.
I don't need to deal with any of this. Any of you, this is still my company. You're all just making this up.
Allow me to make my demands more clear. I did not say you were allowed to leave. Clearly you have not read your history. Allow me to give you a quick lesson. Have you ever heard of Blair Mountain?
Oh,
She says, no.
Long before the NUSA, long before Night City, there were coal miners, 10,000 strong. They rose up against their bosses, their employers, executives like you, who had grown fat upon the labor of their own hands while they broke their backs. Do you know why it is customary to request 8-hour days from starting executives?
No.
The bodies of 3,000 lawmen shot down by miners with guns they seized from the government.
And he lowers his gun at her.
Would you like a demonstration?
Can she see me still?
Raj is going to pull his concealed pistol, his backup, from his pant leg and loft it as well.
Can this woman see me still?
Would you like to step into the group?
I do, and I just mouth one-way street.
May Miss Withers look over to her companion in this room?
Yes.
And she's gonna hold out her new SMG. It doesn't have any bullets in that, but she might know that. And she makes like a face of like weighing, like yes or no.
Miss Withers holds up what looks to be a little graph that is tanked. What is the graph of? Who knows?
Allow me to make myself clear. In terms you understand. This is a hostile takeover.
What is Mad Dog doing?
What is
Mad Dog would
doing?
like to whisper and try and like lip speak the word bye with a thumbs up and then start waving her SMG around in the direction of this other person.
Hellbent is also immediately buying as much stock as he can. He is selling his previous stock before all this started, and now he's buying up everything he can using all of his money.
One other thing's gonna happen. None of you see it until he steps forward as well. Your political ally, it turns out, holds out his agent between you and Hobbs so that you can see he has done the same before any of you even began. Just as intended.
Can I march to this woman, like to get up in her space?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it.
I'm just doing a stare down here.
She's already been stared down once.
Yeah, I know. I'm the people's agent here. You tell me to punch, I will.
Oh my god, the Fixer missed out on so much shit right now. She can't ignore this anymore. She can't just keep making eye contact with you. She looks down at her agent to see the numbers. I, as someone who totally knows how business works and companies are operated, can say that the numbers, those very specific numbers, don't look good. Not for her.
Graph
anyways.
goes down, baby. Graph goes down.
Is it yet clear? 2 claws. I know you, your tricks, your games, Sandy. And you have failed. You have failed yourself, this company, and those you should have protected. You are an insult to any who slot chrome, an insult to everyone who works under the Mechanodyne name. You will leave this place. Your housing has been revoked. Your driver has been revoked. You will leave with only what you have. And when you do, you will not come back.
She shakes her head and holds up her own agent for you to see. I still own 51% of the shares in this. I'm not out.
So be it.
And he's shooting.
Oh
Two
my god!
shots at her head.
If I see a shot, I go for a swing.